Welcome, everybody, to Season 7, Episode 7 of Frenzy Talk for you guys.
Thanks for staying with us, audience.
Although now that I think about it, really, it's not really Season 1 for Frenzy Talk, or Season 7 for Frenzy Talk. It's Season 1, Episode 7. So we should really just say the 7th episode of Frenzy Talk.
Yeah, 7th episode of Frenzy Talk, I suppose, is way you
Yeah.
say yes.
I'll write that down because I think every week I try remembering.
Frenzy Talk is in Season 7, obviously. Goes along with Season 7 of Picks Edition, but technically it's a new segment. So.
Yes. And Tim, congratulations goes out to both of us because we have just entered 101 members on Facebook.
Yes.
Sports Frenzy page.
Nice. That's great news. That's awesome. Big fan of the show is a guy by the name of Ryan Eaton, and he's been bringing us quite a few members to the nation, so that's pretty cool. I love that.
Thank you, Ryan. And also joining us on Frenzy Talk is Adrian. Hey, Adrian, how you doing, buddy?
Welcome to the show, everybody.
He just asked us, how's it going, guys?
It's going great. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you. This is Frenzy Talk, so we're going to be talking about some stuff today. First up, I'm sure you probably noticed on the sheets this week, there was not a Red Wing game this week. And I don't have
Did know.
Did you notice, Tim?
I did. I am wearing a cool new Red Wing shirt, and there's no Red Wing game. What's up with that?
For whatever reason, I don't know if there's a reasoning behind it, or if it's just how the schedule fell. The Red Wings had a Tuesday game, February 21st, so Tuesday of this week, against the New York Islanders. Their next game is not till February 28th at Vancouver. So they have 7 days off for whatever reason.
Oh, wow, okay. All right.
I don't know why the reasoning behind it. I don't know if it's just, like I said, the way the schedule fell, or not sure, but
because they need a break because they're in a tough spot right now, maybe.
Well, this is scheduled at the beginning of the season. This is probably scheduled a few years out. So I don't know. I don't know if it's because they're going from the New York Islanders to Vancouver.
Either way, it'll be a nice rest for the Red Wings.
Exactly. Yeah.
They need it.
So that's the first thing is the Red Wings. Second up, a little bit of wrestling talk for you guys. Fastlane is March 5th, 2017. So that will be next week. We'll have the wrestling sheets for you guys there.
Sweet.
Then the next pay-per-view is April 2nd, and that is WrestleMania.
Probably not so sweet. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Which I will talk about more probably about that because it cracks me up now. ESPN and Fox Sports talk about wrestling now. And
well, sure, because they can't let one without the other.
Exactly. And ESPN, Fox Sports.
Let it be known on Sports Frenzy that we have always covered wrestling.
Exactly. Which Fox Sports just posted an article with their WrestleMania prediction, so we'll see how accurate that actually is. Next up, Arena Football comes back to you guys April 7th.
Oh man, so we're a month or so away from.
Yep, little over a month.
From 5 teams that made it into the league this year.
Yeah, speaking of which, the first game is Baltimore which from what I've seen, they don't have a nickname yet. It's just Baltimore for right now. Versus the Washington Valor.
Have we had either one of these teams before?
Nope.
I just say I don't recognize either one of those names.
I think they're starting out the season with the...
2 new teams, huh?
Yep. But hold the phone, Tim. MLL Lacrosse comes back to you guys April 22nd.
We do have some huge lacrosse fans around here.
That first game will be the New York Lizards versus the Chesapeake Bayhawks.
MLL Lacrosse is the outdoor pro lacrosse, for those who don't know.
NLL Lacrosse is indoor lacrosse.
Right, indoor pro lacrosse.
Yep. So that's and earlier I talked about we were making fun of. We didn't care what the All-Star score was. The West actually won 192 to 182, which is not uncommon for All-Star games to be a total offensive game.
Right.
The Detroit Lions get sleek NFL uniform redesign. The Detroit Lions would set the NFL world on fire if Nike did this. And you can check the article out online there. Speaking of Tim was talking about the truck series. No, this isn't the truck series. I'm sorry. This is NASCAR. 21 minutes ago posted, looks like we are going to race. The rain is holding off at Daytona. Today and tomorrow, they are doing qualifying racing. So the way it works is one driver, it just whoever can go around a lap the fastest, I believe, is how it works. And then whoever has the fastest time starts the race off at first and second and so on and so forth. This is awesome. For the first time ever, our Winter Special Olympics World Games 2017 will feature live coverage from ESPN. That is awesome. That's the way it should be. Big news, or trade rumor, Lakers trying to land Pacers star Paul George. So it looks like the Pacers are trying to build for the future there.
Now you know the big news about the Lakers, right?
Did we talk about
it yet?
What happened?
Magic Johnson is now head of basketball operations.
Yep, you're right. Yep.
One of the people they're looking at is Paul George from the Pacers. And we know who runs the Pacers. Larry Bird.
Yep.
So this would be some interesting talks going on there between Magic and Bird.
Yeah.
To make something happen there. It'd be interesting to see what happens.
Drought ends for the Sand Creek Aggies, the 2016-2017 Boys Basketball League champions, put an exclamation point on their season by defeating Whiteford 55-40 to clinch the TCC title. So congratulations goes to Sand Creek.
Yes.
As I was talking about, the Fox Sports projecting the full WrestleMania 33 pay-per-view or WrestleMania 33, I'm sorry. First match, none other than Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. Next, Bray Wyatt versus Luke Harper versus Randy Orton. Which I'm curious to see how they're going to come to this storyline.
Right.
Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens. And it says, regardless whether Owens retains the Universal title or not, this will be the main event. And I don't see Owens retaining the title against Goldberg next week. I feel like Jericho versus Owens does not need the Universal title. I feel like it would be better suited for Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. I'm very surprised by this one. Originally, they were saying it was going to be Big Show versus Shaq. They've been saying this for over a year now. According to Fox Sports, they're saying it's going to be Big Show versus Shaq versus Braun Strowman.
What?
I don't know how they're... it says, while Big Show versus Shaq hasn't been formally announced yet, Shaq did accept the challenge last year, and the two have been snipping at each other over social media for months. Big Show and Strowman delivered an excellent main event on this week's episode of Raw, but Strowman did much of the work, and I'm not sure Big Show could carry Shaq. So apparently they're saying they're going to throw Strowman in there now. This has been changed. Originally, I was hearing reports it was going to be Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. Mind you, these matches are speculation. These are not confirmed. According to Fox Sports Net, it will be Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. This one I've heard. John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. I think they're saying that Cena is supposed to be on Miz TV this week, and I think that's supposed to start the rivalry. And after Maurice attacked Nikki Bella on SmackDown. They are saying for the women's match, Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Charlotte and Nia Jax. Wow, this is huge news. Fox Sports Net says AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. That is a match I would actually really look forward to. And then, of course, the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler for the IC title. Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's title. A 6-man ladder match for the WWE Cruiserweight title, Tim. Because we always have to have now a ladder match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This is a dream match that might not happen. Triple H versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is battling an injury right now.
This is Fox's predictions that this is going to happen?
Yep, Fox Sports Net. Dream match that probably won't happen. Undertaker versus Finn Balor. It says that Finn Balor looks amazing shape and recently showed up to aid Shinsuke Nakamura at an NXT show. I would love to see that, Finn Balor versus Undertaker.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I don't know how I feel about two kind of pretty much good guys going up against each other. I've never been a huge fan of that. Like I wasn't huge on it when Hogan took on when Hogan battled Warrior. I wasn't big on that. Just like it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't feel right to me when you have two good guys facing each other and one of them acts like they're kind of pouty or kind of, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
Um,
I feel like there's plenty of other people that both those guys could face.
yeah. Well, like I said, those are not confirmed matches.
I would rather see Finn come back and beat the tar out of Samoa Joe and start a feud there.
One of the matches I did see for 2017, they are saying Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor to kind of, because yes, they have fought in NXT, but not everybody in WWE watches NXT. So, big trade happened today. Niran Knowles will be traded from Philadelphia 76ers to the Dallas Mavericks for Andrew Bogut, Justin Anderson, and a conditional first-round pick. Congratulations goes out to John Beeline. He has 500 Division I wins, 758 total career wins, and 207 wins at Michigan.
Woo!
Like I just said, breaking news, Finn Balor made a surprise appearance at WWE NXT's taping to aid Shinsuke Nakamura.
I wonder, are they going to have him rehab down in NXT?
I don't think so. I think he was just... my guess is he's probably been doing rehab at the Performance Center, and so they probably said, hey, go out there and do a couple moves and just test out that shoulder and see how it feels. I feel like WWE is different from like NHL and NBA, those kind of things where somebody gets injured and they send you down to the minor league to do a little rehab. I feel like WWE is just kind of like, because they didn't do that with Seth Rollins or a lot of other guys. So, on this day, 37 years ago, we all believed in a miracle. The 1980 U.S. hockey team beat the Soviets.
Oh, yes. And they just, I was reading, they just took down and updated that scoreboard that was there at that arena where they won it all at.
Oh, really?
And before they took it down, they posted the final score between those two on there.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yep.
See, that's something I would hope that they would put into like a hockey Hall of Fame, like NHL Hockey Hall of Fame or something like that.
I'm assuming it's going to be a part of history somewhere. I don't think they'll just... Because the way it was coming down, like it was all in one piece. They didn't tear it apart or anything like that. When they actually lowered it to the ground, it still had the lights were still on, and the final score was still on the board.
That would just be cool to go into like the NHL Hall of Fame and see that up there and have it lit to the correct like time and score.
Yeah, I agree.
Rick Pitino had to be held back by staff at the end of the first half Wednesday after a verbal exchange with a fan. Major League Baseball umpire Jim Joyce retires. The NCAA has now accused Ole Miss Athletics of 21 rule violations by current or former members of its football coaching staff. Ole Miss football self-imposes a 1-year bowl ban on themselves. So the way this works is next year, the football team can go 12-0, be undefeated, and they will not get a bowl next year. The similar thing happened to Ohio State, I believe. Didn't they go undefeated and then they still didn't get a bowl?
Yeah, I think, yeah, yep.
And all the Ohio State fans were mad because that 1-year bowl ban was not self-imposed. Ohio State chose to play the year before, which they were 6-6. So Ohio State next year went 12-0, and they didn't get a bowl because they had to do the bowl ban. But just because they self-imposed the bowl ban on themselves doesn't mean the NCAA won't come back to them and give them some other...
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, sometimes they'll go by your self-imposed, but most of the time they end up adding more to it.
Yep. So it could very easily, NCAA can come to Ole Miss and say, hey, thanks for the 1-year bowl ban. That's not enough of a punishment. You guys need to add 2 more years to that.
Yeah,
or
do
something.
2 bowl bans or something like that.
And I'm sure there'll be fines and that kind of stuff too, depending on what they were. The Griffins assign Carl Heater to the Toledo Walleye.
Yeah, for a while there, wasn't the Griffins pulling some guys down from the Walleye?
I think this is the same guy.
Okay.
I think they pulled him from the Toledo Walleye, and I think now they're sending him back to the Toledo Walleye.
Bouncing here, bouncing there.
My guess is that it had maybe something to do with like the Red Wings pulling a goalie from.
Yeah. They had a position to fill, so they.
Yep. So then the Griffins pull from the Walleye. So busy weekend of post hockey at Adrian College.
Yes.
February 24th and 25th. Friday, women's hockey at 7 p.m. Saturday, men's hockey, 2 p.m. Women hockey on 7 p.m. on Saturday.
I do believe our very own Roger Schoonover is going to take in a game this weekend, one of the hockey games. So I've heard that's his plans.
This, I'm furious by this. Major League Baseball has approved a change to the intentional walk rule, going from the traditional 4-pitch walk to a dugout signal. And the only reason they're doing this is to save time.
It makes no sense to me. They don't even have to pitch to him now. They just give a signal and they're like, okay, just let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Just let him walk to first base.
Yep. So the signal might be something like, hey. Yep. Something, I don't know what the signal will be. But yeah, if I'm up there batting and they want to walk me, before they would have to throw me 4 balls.
Right.
And mind you, every once in a while, the pitcher might throw the ball and might slip and come into the strike zone, and I can still get a hit off of it.
I don't understand why they want to make baseball go faster. People are staying for the games. People are buying the stuff in the arenas. They're selling more drinks and food and things like that. I would think they'd want the game to stay as long.
The only thing I can think of is that they said over the past few years there have been less and less intentional walks. I think they said last year there was only like 900 and some odd walks.
Because you got guys now. You got guys now that will try and swing at those intentional walk shots. If you go back a long time ago, was it Lou Whitaker? I think they wanted to intentionally walk him. Who was it? Gosh, I'm drawing a blank here, but it was under Sparky Anderson's regime. And he kept yelling out there to his guy, They don't want to pitch to you. They don't want to pitch to you. They're not going to pitch to you. And they told him, you have to hit that ball. And I think he hit it out of there. even when they were trying to walk him. And I do believe a couple other guys have done that before as well too. They've swung at him and try and hit the intentional So I think it's a stupid rule. I'm not for it. I think it's dumb. I mean, it's just like the minor leagues, though. Minor leagues are going to put instead of at first, first overtime, they're going to put a runner on second base already.
Oh, in extra innings, you mean?
Minor, yeah. The minors in extra innings, not overtime. In extra innings, they're going to put a runner on second base already to entice things a little more. It's like, what is going on with baseball?
I don't know. I don't know what the rush is.
Yeah, me either. I just don't get it.
Back to wrestling.
I might have to pose that question to our very own baseball coach, Gordy.
Yeah.
See what he has to say. See what his opinion on this. And you know what I'm actually going to also ask my buddy Jeff Plum his opinion, because he might have something to say about that as well. I'll throw that out there to them.
Back to wrestling talk. Sad news. Due to injury, Naomi must relinquish her WWE SmackDown Live Women's title.
She already did.
Yeah.
Just this week on SmackDown, yep.
Yep, and Alexa Bliss won it.
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
With help from Mickie James, mind you.
Naomi's accident was legit. Ended up being legit, so.
What was it? What's her injury?
Something with her leg. She had a brace on. I thought it was, it's either her, it's something knee related or something, because, the brace was somewhere around there, so. I didn't read what the actual injury is, but she is actually going to be out, and I don't think I've seen a time frame for how long she's going to be out either. Which really sucks. I was really looking forward to that. I like her. I think the whole glow thing she's come up with is new and original, and I think she would have made an awesome champion for a while.
Yep. The Rock calls CM Punk in the ring at WWE Raw in Los Angeles, and Punk actually commented. It was pretty funny. It was off camera. It wasn't live or anything like that. Rock actually came out off camera and pulls out his phone and was going to FaceTime him, but apparently the Wi-Fi was horrible in the Staples Center, so Rock just picked up the phone and called them. And the crowds are chanting, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. And Punk ended up tweeting, saying, oh, thank you so much. It was great hearing from all the fans in Los Angeles. And I guess McMahon, of course, is wasn't happy about this. You can check out the article. It's on our Facebook Sports Frenzy page.
Yeah,
it seems like every time The Rock comes back, he loves to annoy McMahon a little bit.
I agree.
Because the last time he came back, there was and this was on live television. He came out and there was in the front row there was a fan dressed as Hogan, maybe Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, and somebody else. And McMahon flat out said to all the WWE superstars, "Hey guys, ignore those 4 fans. You're not allowed to." Don't look at him, don't do anything. And Rock walks right over there and starts talking to Hogan, the fake Hogan, I should say.
Yeah.
Big congratulations goes out. The next inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame, Diamond Dallas Page.
Another well-deserved one.
Yes, you know what? I was thinking about this. His contributions to just getting Jake the Snake Roberts and Scott Hall off of alcohol and drugs, his contributions to just that alone is worthy of him being in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, I agree. And just so far it's been a pretty decent Hall of Fame class.
Yep.
Might be worth watching this year.
Yeah, this is honestly the first class that I can look at so far and say, yes, every one of these guys is worthy of the WWE Hall of Fame. This is a legit wrestling class. But Diamond Dallas Page, mind you, besides him being helping get Diamond Dallas or Scott Hall and Jake the Snake off of drugs and alcohol, he is a former world heavyweight champion.
He doesn't shy away. He's another one of those guys that speaks his mind about WCW and is 100% honest about it, and not afraid to talk about how they were the dominant program at one time. So I like that about him, that he's willing to talk about his past and actually acknowledges his past as a good thing.
Dominic Wilkins still thinks he beat Michael Jordan in the 1988 Slam Dunk Contest. As you recall, Michael Jordan did the world famous from the free throw line, just the flying through the air slam dunk.
Yeah,
I agree with Tim's comment. How many years ago was this? Time to let it go. I totally agree. This is hilarious. An MMA fighter taunts opponent by dancing and gets knocked out seconds later. I watched this video and oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Like this guy, he's standing face to face with this guy, throws one or two punches, and then all of a sudden, goes back to boxing a little bit. Then all of a sudden. And then all of a sudden, boom!
That's just dumb.
He gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
Yep. Who does that? That's just nuts.
There's a Louisiana high school coach that says Alabama not welcomed on his campus for not being ethical. Speaking of Kurt Busch crashes out early in the Advanced Auto Parts Clash.
It's a pretty decent wreck, too.
Yeah, it was on lap 20.
There's new rules this year for damaged vehicles also.
Yep. Your slam dunk contest winner, Glenn Robinson III. Slam dunk contest winner.
Former Michigan man there.
Yes, he is. I think that's about it for the show tonight.
All right, well, that's good. We covered a lot of material.
Yes, we did.
All right, guys. That's all we have for you this week at this time. Remember, the recap show will be shot on Monday this week, so you'll be getting it Tuesday for the schools and classrooms. I'm the coach. Get out there, and the weekend's going to start getting a little cool, but get out there and enjoy some sports or whatever else you like to do with family, friends, and loved ones. I'm the coach. Be blessed, everyone.
And I'm Jamie. And as always, go blue.
We'll see you guys again real soon. Take care, and we're out.